I think it's mainly because it's done very badly, is probably the first thing that's come into my mind. And I think that stems from us training people very badly on how we should sell. And I think there's this whole journey of this. It is over a long period of time where when I learned to sell, Martin, you didn't have the internet. Okay. So nobody could Google anything in those days. So a salesperson could walk in, they could say, Mr. Martin, we are number one in the world at selling whatever it is that you're currently wanting to buy. And I would be very friendly and I would be personable. And of course, that's the bit I believe in sales. And I'd make a relationship, but he could never look up to see whether I really was number one. He could never really research the product like he can now. So ultimately what happened is we entered a world of, if I can say bullshit sales, I quite like to put it that way, where everybody believed everything we said. And so actually people did buy on the back of what the salesperson said. Now, let's talk about today. We suddenly now, and it's been over a period of time now, actually, we have the internet, we can research things. Guess what? The buyer's smart. And when the buyer becomes smart, the salesperson should become smarter. And that's not doing it the way we trained them to do it back in the 80s. That's doing it in a very different way. It has to be buyer-led. It has to be us using our life skills that we've had since we were born to create a relationship, listening, understanding, asking great questions, entering the world of the buyer. And I don't mean dip your toe, I mean immerse yourself in their world so you can understand what they think, not what you want to sell them. And it's this lovely place of curiosity. That's sales. That's why I love it. We don't train that. Name me one trainer and one training course that's a big global training course that teaches you to use your life skills to sell and not a process. That's why
Okay,
people
well,
hate.
yeah, well, I do teach that. I absolutely not. I've got this brilliant presentation, even though I say it myself. I only delivered it twice, but it's called "I'm in the Mood for Selling," and basically, that was the message. You've all been selling all your lives. If you've ever convinced anyone to do anything for you, then that was a pitch. That was a successful pitch. It was fantastic. I had them all up dancing to the Nolan sisters at the end of this little presentation. I'll send you a link. What was the thing about that? I think the reason people hate sales, like because this goes to depth. Because I was the Larry kid at school that was always not looking for attention, but getting attention and getting thrown out of the classroom and all of that stuff. Now, if someone had taken me aside and said, "Do you know what? These skills that you've got, if you could tone it down now, that would help us all out. It's going to be really useful to you when you go on and have a career in sales." Do you know what I mean? No one ever said that. And I still don't think they do say that. So I don't know what percentage of the population sell, but it's significant enough, I think, for there to be some sales, like even if they were to call it, I don't know, business acumen or something going on, so that those Larry kids had somewhere to go in school to prepare them for this career in sales. Because the other thing that we're not talking about is the fact that if you don't have sales, you don't have a business. So this is the other thing that frazzles my mind, is that the salespeople in any business are also the most derided, but they're paying everyone else's salaries. If they're not doing it, then nobody gets paid. There is no business. So this whole thing about sales really does my head in. And you're the first person I've spoken to who thinks about it the way that I think about it, I think. This might be a really boring conversation where we just agree with each other all the time.
Yeah, but it's good. And I think that's the problem. I think what's happened is we've said, oh no, but sales is done like this. And that's safe because actually it's proven to be successful. Because it has. Because if you follow the process that's actually been trained and you do it, there will be people who will buy from you, Martin. That's just a fact. But how many more people will buy from you if you use what we're talking about and you think about your your people skills and your personality and your communication skills and who you are and who they are, and bring all of those lovely things together. And guess what? It might take a bit longer. It might take you longer to build a relationship, and that wouldn't suit the targets, and that wouldn't suit the guys who are beating the drum at the top of the organization saying, sell more, call more, sell more, call more. And that's my experience of sales all my life. It was all about targets and it was all about revenue. And actually, the smart people know that it's not about that, but the targets and revenue come if you do it the
Yes.
other way around.
Thank you for taking the time to check out this effective marketing clip. If you found this interesting and useful, YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy this one, and this is the latest thing that we've put together. If you haven't yet, and you could take a second to like, share, subscribe, and comment, that will give us the motivation to continue on this epic journey.